I'll be remembered as the biggest bust in NBA history.
In order for you to be a bust, you have to actually play and show people that you progressed as a player. He didn't get a chance to.
Getting drafted with the first pick in the 2007 NBA draft, Greg Oden was looked at as a franchise big that would dominate the league for years. With elite defense, monster rebounding from his great size, and a nice touch around the rim, he was exactly what scouts were looking for in a big at the time. Unfortunately, due to severe knee injuries, he only played 105 total NBA games over the course of 7 seasons, crowning him as an NBA bust that never lived up to the hype because of his busted knee. Now, he might have left the league as a 60 overall with his head down, but in 2K25, I'm gonna give him a second chance to become the dominant big man he was always supposed to be, by taking him from a 60 overall to a 99 overall GOAT big man. And after using all the stats I could find on 2K about Greg Oden, this is the build I went with, and it's called a defensive anchor, which is pretty spot on to what Greg Oden was scouted for. Now, you can argue at the end of Greg Oden's career, these 60 overall stats are pretty accurate, but by the end of this journey, we're gonna see what could have happened if he had just stayed healthy. And I did put him back on the Blazers, the team that drafted him back in 2007, as a way to redeem himself from a terrible start to his career. But Greg had a problem, man. He still doesn't believe in the comeback. He's too busy gambling and go-kart racing to fully lock in, telling the GM he's more concerned with snacks than being in the gym.
Something wrong with our training facility?
It doesn't have any candy in the vending machine.
Boy, if you
But when the GM started talking crazy about how they never should have taken a chance on him, a switch just flipped.
But I'm further along than what you realize.
Nothing would make me happier than to be proven wrong, and we are going to give you every tool to do that.
And slowly but surely, we are awakening the monster that dominated Ohio State basketball. And from his gambling addiction, we're starting off with 8.3K VC, upgrading our offensive and defensive rebound to try and get us an edge against this new era of big man. The lights were bright for his first NBA game, but Greg has not been putting in the work that he needs to yet. He's getting snagged on by Draymond Green of all people, and not being able to finish at the rim consistently. He would show signs of potential, but this was really not a good first game, ending with a few points and 669 VC. Hopping straight into this next game against the Pelicans, and not much has changed, not being able to finish and even getting dunked on. Finishing with a measly 8 points and 827 VC. If we're trying to take Greg to that next level, we gotta put the work in heading into Chris Brickley to try and get some legendary runs in, and go into lethal shooter where we still don't understand it now, but we're trying to.
You're not funny.
Playing another one against the Pelicans, and there's some steady improvement going for more of an all-around stat line in this win. With 3800 VC, I'm upgrading the close shot to try and get us a better chance at making some under the basket layups. Greg has been needing a confidence boost bad, so I had to take him back to the go-kart track and claim another 2500 VC. And I was able to sneak him into a high school AAU game, seemingly without anybody realizing it's a grown-ass man on the court, except for this one smartass.
I don't like you, man.
Look, I ain't trying to be your best friend. I'm just trying to win some games.
But we did drop a near 40-point triple-double. And with the VC we earned from that, we are upgrading our strength to a 70, now sitting at a strong 63 overall. Sneaking into that game definitely gave the confidence he needed to drop a season-high 12 points and 7 assists in his next game. But Greg knew he could do better, and that's why going to the street ball court came in handy, being able to get some runs in without any repercussions. Almost like this is his hyperbolic time chamber. First up, playing Devin Booker for guest challenger, making quick work of him and getting 500 VC, and for the next hour I would try to take down as many challengers as I could, whooping all their asses except for Chaz. I could not beat Chaz. But I know what you guys been waiting for though, and right now there's a rush 1v1 event going on, and I just want to see how bad using a 64 overall on this event would do. Yeah, let me sit my dumb ass down. Maybe we can come back to that another time, but it's time for more of my career against the Clippers, and we are actually going to take this dub, earning us 847 VC. And on top of that, getting 500 VC for becoming a starter. I don't know about you, but if your best center is a 64 overall, it might be time to rebuild. But finally getting this starting role had Greg daydreaming about his time in high school, winning 3 state championships with his boy Mike Conley, dominating everyone in Indianapolis. And even more good good news for Greg, he signs with Jordan Brand for his first partnership. And with 6,800 VC in the bank, we're going to upgrade the defensive rebound to try and help us with the snagging. But we are also heading back to street ball because Greg is determined to beat everyone on this court, beating anyone that stood in his way, even beating Chaz. With the fans he's getting, he got another endorsement from American Express, getting him 1,200 VC. And after facing the final two opponents, the Dunes have been taken over, earning us a basketball head. With 7,300 VC, I'm upgrading the block to a 74 and the vertical to a 60 because I didn't realize vertical is really the key to getting rebounds in this game. Shout out to Hollywood 2K's video. But we are now at 67 overall. Winning all those games gave Greg the confidence to go back online, but I have no friends, so we're gonna have to go in with randoms, baby. And after waiting a smooth 5 minutes, I finally loaded in with some teammates. I gotta be honest, I don't have much faith in these guys. I'm showing I have a little defense, getting a nice stop on the first play and getting a smooth dime off of it, and getting some easy defensive rebounds to pad the stats. I thought my defense was decent, but 2K said otherwise. It was time to finally start putting some points on the board, and I'm getting it in the low, muscling my way into the paint for a tough lay. Unfortunately, that's the only good thing that would happen from this game, because from here I was getting snagged on, my teammates were getting the ball stolen, and they just couldn't make a layup to save their lives. I mean, hey, this is just the life of running with randoms, and I'm just not at the point yet where I can carry a whole team. So unfortunately, we do lose, and I have now added these two guys to my block list. I really felt like I was dealt a bad hand, so let's run it back and hope I can get something better. And after waiting forever and a day, my teammates were I guess you can call an improvement. I'm starting the game getting left wide open, running into the paint for the first basket of the game. This play, I was really seeing the potential of Greg Oden being able to snag, and even if my teammates miss, I'm able to clean it up. But that's not to say I wasn't struggling at some points in this game. And looking at the score, you can see we're getting cooked despite my efforts trying to bring us back into it. Hell, I'm even getting dunked on again. So yeah, that's gonna be another loss. Greg, once again, needed to regain his confidence, so he went to take on Zion for the street ball challenge and got an easy 500 VC. He went ahead and played in his first NBA game as a starter, and OKC refused to make anything easy. It all came down to the final play where, being the playmaker Greg is destined to be, finds Sharp on the midi for the game-winning shot.
Got it! Amazing!
What a way to start off being a starter in the NBA. And we're getting 925 VC for that performance. All that gave me the confidence once again to go back online, but damn man, this grizzly bear would make me regret it, literally getting every single rebound. I didn't have a chance in hell to even sniff the basketball this game. We were simply on two different playing fields, leading to probably the worst loss of the day. Greg realized he needed to put some more work in the offline if he wanted a chance to compete at a high level with this new youth. Starting with going to a new street ball court. I didn't play long though, just beating this guy named Young McDonald. With 5.3K in the bank, I'm upgrading my vertical to a 75 because I'll be damned if I get snagged on again like in that game against the Grizzlies mascot. From here, someone let Jake from State Farm into my house, but at least he gave me 500 VC for beating him. From here, I was able to sneak Greg Oden into the 19U World Cup where he dropped 49 points. Glad we don't check birth certificates here. And with the VC I made from that, I just put it on my vertical to max it out. And for this last challenge, Austin Reeves wanted to smoke for some reason, but I really didn't care. Just give me my 2000 VC. You know what? I think I'm ready to get back out there. Playing with nothing but randoms has been very humbling to say the least. But off rip, we're starting out strong with my teammate getting a block and we're able to take it to the races with me. Oh shit, I'm the ass one on the team. But I was able to get the ball back from this steal and regain the 2 points that were stolen from me. I can definitely see that upgrading my vertical is doing wonders, kicking it out to a wide open teammate for a 3. And for a 65 overall, this dude actually isn't that bad. I'm even able to clean up his miss and kick it back to him on the midi where he clearly whited the hell out of it, but it went in. After bringing down another defensive rebound, I'm taking it coast to coast this time, getting two of their guys jumping and getting this easy lay, and of course needing to fall on the ground to make it look like a tough shot. And with this dime, I'm finally getting an online win with Greg Oden. But let's not stop while it's hot. Let's just see how far it goes. This time going against another Grizzlies mascot, but at least he's at guard this time, so nothing to worry about. A little into the game, I'm getting into the low post, getting both of these guys jumping, and I attempt a standing dunk and miss it so bad. This game was clearly not made for me to score, but hey, the rebounds are what's really letting us win. You know, if only I could keep the ball in my hands. But my teammate steal it back and he's going to slam it in for the win, making it 2 in a row. For game number 3, these guys look very beatable. My 2 guard is playing some great defense as I'm able to come through for the board and launching it down to our guard. And my guard was definitely feeling himself this game. My rebounding has seen some great improvement. Now, if I could only finish on a consistent basis, that would be great. This game is pretty weird with these animations because something that looks so simple to put in the basket is the biggest task for a NBA player. And I'm really surprised how some of my passes are going through when I have not upgraded my accuracy at all. But hey, I'm not complaining though. And we're pretty much going to wrap this one up. It did end up being a close game, but my teammates were able to seal it with this midi. And I was able to get player of the game with my 13 rebounds. As far as playing with randoms go, these guys are alright. Until the next game, where everything pretty much went downhill. And this series of events made me realize it was just too good to be true. With the game on the line, these guys can't time their shots to save their lives, and no matter how many rebounds I was able to get, they just could not put it in the hoop. So it was really no surprise that we ended up losing that game, and I didn't score a single bucket, just straight rebounds. I really want to get better at finishing, so the VC I have in my wallet, I'm upgrading my standing dunk to a 70 so I can finally get some good standing dunk packages. And thankfully I already had these dunk packages purchased, so I got to save some money there. Hopping into the next theater game, I never expressed it, but the perimeter defense on Greg Oden is pretty much non-existent, and this guy is taking full advantage of that. Just because I'm not going crazy stopping threes, I'm still putting up a solid day's work on the low block, getting putbacks and easy lay-ins, but that's just not going to be enough for this one. And it's not like I was getting much help from my teammates either. After that, I went and played another My Career game because of a sponsorship with a magazine cover. I need all the VC I could get. I made the executive decision I was going to be playing key games from here on out to try and make a faster playoff run, but the Blazers clearly had other plans of tanking because holy shit, we cannot buy a win. But at least in our game against OKC, Greg Oden was able to put it away with a monster 27-18 game. And with the VC left, I'm upgrading the standing dunk to a 72 so I can finally get rise up. Now, one game mode I really want to play is Rec on this build, not only because of the matchmaking, but this will really test how much potential Greg Oden has. I'm not gonna lie, like it didn't take a hot minute for me to get some teammates, but what I landed on really didn't look all that bad on paper. Getting the game started, and on the first play, I'm getting it, and even though I miss, I clean it up, getting a nasty dunk. That rise up is working wonders. I'm getting the ball again in the low post, and Greg is showing off the footwork, getting both of these guys jumping and getting an easy one. A little dump off lay here, and on defense, I'm putting in work while launching it down to my guard for an assist. And we are just whooping this team's ass. Hell, I'm even catching lobs. We pretty much bulldozed this team, and Greg Oden gets player of the game in his first ever Rec game, which is pretty crazy, getting 1200 VC to go along with it. And after that game, I got another brand deal with hotels.com for 1000 VC. I gotta run it back in the Rec because that was pretty fun. And once again, I matched with a team that really doesn't look all that bad on paper, and it's pretty even with the other team we're matched against. I'm showing off my leaping ability early, getting a nice cleanup basket. I'm even playing a little perimeter D, getting a steal and getting the assist down the court. We are definitely fighting an uphill battle early on, but I'm trying everything in my power to keep this game close, even doing some driving layups that look like I'm gonna break my ankle. I was 100% the most dominant player on the court, grabbing any rebound I desired. And going into the fourth, my efforts were really keeping us into the game, but when you have teammates that refuse to play defense, all hell can break loose. I don't even want to talk about how we ended up losing this game, but probably has something to do with the guy dropping 31 points. At this point, I'm feeding for VC, but really don't feel like playing another My Career game right now. But then I remembered I never did 2K TV, and for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I would go through each episode with the cheat code sheet, obviously, and rack up some VC. After that, I did cave and played a My Career game against the Houston Rockets, where of course we had to take the win when I'm playing, adding 873 VC to my total. After that game, I gotta redeem myself in the Rec, because at this overall, I really feel like no one can stop me. And even though my matchup is an 81 overall, that number doesn't mean a thing to me, because off rip, I'm getting a mean standing dunk right over him. And my guy Greg Oden was coming out of his shell, showing some real aggression under the basket. This team just did not have any answers for me, letting me walk all over them. I nearly had 20 points before the half, and of course they had to give me player of the half, and I will continue my dominance well into the second half, ending the game with a nice dub and a monster performance of 22 and 18, giving me player of the game and another 1200 BC. Shit, I might have to replace my career with Rec if they're going to be playing me like this. So right now with the total of 12,000 BC, I'm going to upgrade my standing dunk to an 81 to get rise up on silver and also getting some big man contact dunks. And at a 71 overall, Greg Oden is showing some real promise. So let me know if you guys want me to continue this series by leaving a like on the video. And also thank you very much for 25,000 subs.